they see a guy like me and they're like, oh, I could do this. Like, this dude is cool. He's got businesses, he's got tattoos, he's been around. Like, that's what 20 years of sobriety looks like. I can do this. Because I had that feeling with my first sponsor. This guy walked in the room, he was covered in tattoos, super cool guy, successful, jacked, Muay Thai competitor. And me, 23 years old, thinking sobriety was the last stop on the train and my life is over. I'm gonna spend my days in church basements and libraries. So I am now that guy for other men. You could look at me and say how I did it was a successful way. Maybe not the only way, but certainly a successful way. It is all about discipline, consistency, fitness, faith, nutrition, and community. That's it. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I want you to do from the minute you open your eyes in the morning to the minute you go to bed at night. Funny enough, the guy that I first was sponsored by did that for me. And I still do that shit. I still follow loosely the same exact plan. And it has given me a life so fucking rich.
An entrepreneur straight out of New York City, Michael Chernow. What's cracking?
The most change happens in life, the more consistent you are. It's just, and I think that there's like, people think that there's like this like monotony in doing the same thing. But what people don't realize is that we get so much better when we stay consistent. And so the best change is the better change. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Saquon Barkley, like those guys shoot from the free throw line all day long, hundreds of shots. Saquon Barkley runs the exact same routes over and over and over again. The concept of it is monotonous, but the thing that we forget is that we get better every single time. And that's where the biggest changes happen, right? Because like once you get better at something, you build more confidence. You build more confidence, you get more courage. Courage is like what, you know, gives someone like Saquon Barkley the confidence to fucking, he hurdled over somebody backwards. Like you don't do that if you're not confident with the fucking route. So I just kind of think the business of Kreatures of Habit, for me, the passion of the business was really in getting to people and giving them something that I've used for so long to stay consistent in my life. Starting with nutrition. Nutrition is so impactful and so powerful in how we feel. Like what we put into our body really dictates how we feel. And if you can stay consistent with your nutrition, it gives you the courage, that gives you the confidence to be able to apply that to other areas in your life. Nutrition is essential. It's necessary. We need it. Because I've got discipline equals freedom tattooed on my hand. So I'm biased, right? I believe that discipline, without a doubt, is the only way to freedom, because you know, once you know what you've got to do, like everything outside of that is freedom. Like once you know what you have to do and you actually are good at doing it, everything outside of the things that you've got to do is freedom, because you don't have to like bang your head against the wall trying to figure out what to do next. What am I supposed to do here? What's going to work for me? What's not going to work for me? You find the thing that works, you stick to it, you do it day in and day out, you build the discipline, you build the strength, you get better and better and better. And then all the moments in time throughout your day, throughout your life, where you're not doing the thing that you know you need to do to stay on point, free time. Your brain, your mind is not caught up in thinking about all the things you should have done, all the things you could have done, all the things you would have done, because you know what you got to do. And that's, you know, like you think about the military, That's why, you know, these guys are able to get out there and protect the nations because they are given a protocol every single day. You wake up at this time. As soon as you wake up, you do this. As soon as you've done that, you do this. You do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. And now you're a warrior. Warriors are consistent. I mean, my passion in life is connecting with humans at scale. And typically when you connect with other people, it fills your cup, but in many cases, it's also filling their cup. So really, when you boil down my passion in life, it's actually helping other people. I love connecting with people. A conversation for me, a good conversation for me, is more valuable than most things in life. Like, I love getting into a good conversation with someone. And typically that person is feeling the positivity, the optimistic energy that I feel when I'm embarking in conversation. Obviously, that's why the landing in the world of restaurants was so great for me, because I could talk to people all day long, nonstop. And I just was like, my cup was just filled. It was only until, you know, all the business stuff got involved that made it harder, right? But I've been sponsoring men in addiction for 20 years, a little over 20 years. And that, you know, what I learned about that is, and I don't think this only applies to people that are struggling with addiction or looking for help. Having wins peppered in throughout your day just make life better. And wins that you can rely on, little things. It is really the little things. And so whenever I start working with a guy who's in addiction, I lay out the law out the gate, because that process is, you know, you get very little time with someone who's just stepping into recovery. Very little time. Like, if you miss them, they're out, they're gone. So for me, it's very simple. I am a guy that, like other men, specifically younger guys, you know, in their late teens, early 20s that are like, oh my God, like I need help. They see a guy like me and they're like, oh, I could do this. Like, this dude is cool. He's got businesses, he's got tattoos, he's been around, like, this guy's got a presence. Like, this guy, if that's what 20 years of sobriety looks like, I can do this. But I know that feeling, because I had that feeling with my first sponsor. This guy walked in the room, he was covered in tattoos, super cool guy, successful, jacked, Muay Thai competitor. And me, 23 years old, thinking sobriety was like the last stop on the train, and my life is over. I'm going to spend the rest of my days in church basements and libraries. Like, that's what I thought. And then this guy walks in the room and I'm like, oh shit, I could do this. So I am now that guy for other men. And, but I know that the time is fleeting. So, like, I lay out the law very quickly. I'm like, look, here's the deal. I can only share with you how I did it. Now, you could look at me and say how I did it was a successful way. Maybe not the only way, but certainly a successful way. And this is what it looks like. It is all about discipline, consistency, fitness, faith, nutrition, and community. That's it. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I would want you to do from the minute you open your eyes in the morning to the minute you go to bed at night. And funny enough, the guy that I first was sponsored by did that for me. He said, this is what you're going to do the second you open your eyes, and here are the steps that you're going to take throughout your day until you hit your pillow sober at night. And I still do that shit. I still do it. I still follow loosely the same exact plan, and it has given me a life so fucking rich. And if I can help people by introducing them to a richer life, not saying that people need to get sober, not saying that this is only for people that are addicted, but like, this was something that guy gave me. He said, I want you to eat oatmeal first thing in the morning every morning because it's satiating, it's healthy, it's easy, it's accessible. You can add anything you want to it to make it taste however you want. Like, that was such a win for me in those days. Like, hearing it from that guy who was in the shape that I wanted to be in, as successful that I wanted to be, as cool and as good looking as I wanted to be, telling me that this was like what I needed to do. And this was a win that he was going to place in the beginning of my day, every single day, that like it was my job to stick to. Like, I was like, hell yeah, I want to do that. And that's where oatmeal became a massive game changer in my life. And I know that sounds so insane and ridiculous, but like, yeah, oatmeal really was a catalyst to changing my life. And so if I can do that for even one person, ideally at least one person a day, I've done my job with Creatures of Habit. You know, that's the plan with Creatures of Habit. Let's just change people's lives, you know, one meal at a time, and give people the confidence that like they have the ability to stay consistent. They have the ability to choose the right fuel for their bodies, because ultimately our food is the relationship that we have with food, no matter who you are and where you're from. It is one of the most, if not the most intimate relationships we have. It just is. Think about it. The food goes into your body. You ingest it. It goes into your body breaks it down and then makes us. It makes us. Our cells, it makes us. There's nothing else that we have a relationship like that to. So starting with food, give them the goods. That's what Creatures is.